Good afternoon. This is Amber, and I am the Director of Transportation Products here at Express Truck Tax. And so I just want to quickly introduce the team that we have here today. I do have Andy with me, and he is the Client Relations Specialist who specializes in TruckLogics. So a lot of our customers already know him well because he's the guy that you guys call in and speak with every week. So I do have him here with us. Today our webinar is going to be specifically about the IFTA portion of TruckLogics since the IFTA deadline is on October 31st. So we thought we would take you through the IFTA portion of the site and give you some more specific information and answer any questions that you guys might have about TruckLogics or about IFTA in general. So I will quickly show you, just so that you are aware of the other products that we have here at Span Enterprises. Obviously, TruckLogics is what we're here about, but we do have, and we have about 12 products in total in the market under Span Enterprise. So we have Express Truck Tax, Truck Services North America, TruckLogics, and Express IFTA, specifically for the trucking industry. So we're involved in lots of different areas of the trucking industry, not just TruckLogics. So if you haven't taken a look at our other products that we have, I would encourage you to do so. As well as the second line, these are all just dealing with different types of taxes. I know a lot of times you guys are required to file 1099 and W-2s. Tax Bandit does 1099 and W-2s. So if you guys are in the market and looking for different providers, give us a shout. We'll be happy to answer any questions about any of our other products that we have as well. At this time, we are going to switch over to Andy, and he's going to walk you through the IFTA portion of TruckLogics.
Okay. Well, thank you, Amber. And I hope everybody out there is having a good day. Our thoughts are with the people of Florida. I hope you guys, if you have any relatives down that way, I really hope that they're safe and everybody's doing well. This screen that you're looking at now, you'll be familiar with that. That's the dispatch screen of TruckLogics. And we have, what we're looking at here is we're looking at individual dispatches. I'll just go into one quickly, and I'll show you where we get our information from when we create our IFTA report. Now, as you might be aware, the IFTA return is made up essentially of two pieces of information. You have your miles and the states in which you've traveled those miles, and then you also have your fuel purchases and the states in which you purchased the fuel. Within TruckLogics, the miles come from the trip sheet. So when you create your dispatch, it is essential if you're going to be interested in using the IFTA that you use your trip, you populate your trip sheet. And you can do that just by simply going into the tab and clicking on this Enter Trip Sheet using Pro Miles. And what we'll do then is we'll automatically populate the states and the miles, both loaded or empty. In this case, these are all loaded miles. And that'll then be attached, or it'll be associated with the particular unit number. In this case, it's number 29, because that's the one that was assigned in this particular dispatch. Okay, so here we'll show you, okay, we have 1,060, or actually, 1,060 miles for unit number 29. Then we have the expenses. So here we have one fuel expense. Obviously not a real number there. That's a bit expensive for fuel, but maybe in a few years, who knows. So we have our fuel expense for the same vehicle. And within the expense, it would say where that expense took place, whether it was Texas, Tennessee, Virginia, etc. When we go in and we click on the IFTA button here, what we'll do is we'll go in and we'll show you the quarters that were filed for or populated in the past. So here we're talking about the third quarter, and you can see we get a basic breakdown here of the miles and the gallons and an MPG. So we'll click on Continue where you left off, and here we see the trucks that were currently eligible for IFTA this third quarter. So we were just looking at number 29. And so we'll highlight 29. If I were interested in creating an IFTA report for all three trucks, we could just click the little checkbox here and select them all. But we'll just do 29 for our purposes today. Click next. And here we'll show the distance, the fuel, and the MPG. Click next again. All right. And basically, based on the information, we're going to show what is owed or what is refunded to your state IFTA department. So in this case here, it looks like just shy of $8 is what we owe. If there were parentheses around this, that would be a credit or a refund that you would be then receiving from the state. We continue to click next, and we'll just show a summary. Here's the company name. Here's the IFTA detail information. There's our state, our account number, the period that we're filing for. And here we break down if there was any interest due, if there was a late penalty. So we automatically put that in. If you were late, we'll automatically fill that in with the $50. Okay? Then what we'll do is we'll review the information for any errors. In this case, we have none found. So we'll click next. And now we're essentially done. And we could download our IFTA report or our IFTA return. Click on that there. Okay, and see if we can open that up. All right, let's see if it comes up here. It's a PDF file, and it looks like it's going to use Internet Explorer to bring that up. And I'm not a big fan of Internet Explorer myself. If I'm going to use a PDF, look at a PDF file, I'd rather use something like Adobe. It goes a lot faster. So we'll go here. Okay, so here we have our mailing instruction sheet. There's some more step-by-step information here. And there we have our South Carolina IFTA report. And we can see it's all broken down. Here's our miles, our gallons, the tax due, any interest, and then here's our state-by-state breakdown. And in this case, we only had a limited amount of dispatches and a limited amount of miles, but for our purposes today, that works. And you can see here, North Carolina, Missouri, Kentucky, Kansas, so a little bit of driving there. And yeah, once we have this, we can print that out, or we can take this information and then file it with our state, in this case, South Carolina.
Perfect. So just, a little bit more about IFTA, our program, when it does the internal audit where Andy said there were no errors found, if there are any errors such as states not being adjacent, your MPGs being way high or way low, our product is made specifically to check for those types of things. So it's going to give you an error and it's going to say, hey, your MPGs are way up. Recheck your information. So that's helpful when you're going through this, and especially if you have multiple vehicles. Also, if you check the information and it is correct, then that kind of gives you a little bit of a hint of, you need to check this vehicle and make sure that it's running correctly. So this is the IFTA portion of TruckLogics. Obviously, I feel like you guys are aware of the other different modules that we offer. We also have a product called Express IFTA separately, but when we built TruckLogics, we incorporated it in with the program. So you guys have access to it right here, and especially if you use Pro Miles, that makes it all that much easier to just be able to enter in those trips. As far as any questions that you guys might have, open up the floor to anybody who has questions. We're happy to answer anything that you guys might. If you would, on your menu there, you'll have a little icon that like raises your hand. If I see that you guys raise your hand, I will unmute you, and you can either ask your question on air, or there is a little box down below where you can type your question and it will come over to us. So if you guys have any questions at all, now would be the time to ask those questions. Okay, Brittany, we did receive your question. So for everybody else, they're looking for new software for their trucking company, and she wanted to know pricing information. We do have pricing information listed on the site, TruckLogics.com, but we also can give you a call, Brittany, and just kind of discuss your needs and what might fit best with your company, and we can also email that information to you as well. So you can either go to our website and look at the pricing, or if you want to email us, support@trucklogics.com, and send us your phone number, we'll be happy to give you a call and discuss that further with you there. Oh, and I see you just put your phone number there. So we'll definitely give you a call once this webinar is over and discuss what your needs are. Thank you very much for your question. Absolutely, you're welcome. Does anybody else have any questions? Okay. Like I said, the IFTA deadline for third quarter is October 31st. So you want to make sure that you come in and you generate your IFTA report well before then. Once you download your report from our site, then you will need to submit it with your base jurisdiction. So a lot of the base jurisdictions are allowing e-filing at this point. So you can just go onto their e-file system, enter the information from your report, and submit it. There are still some states that you have to mail it in. So you want to make sure that you get that into them by the deadline of October 31st. So I just want to thank you so much for joining us. This was short and sweet, and that's kind of how the webinars are going to be. They're just going to be little tidbits of information. I know that TruckLogics can be overwhelming at times to people, and so we just kind of want to break it down a couple times a month and give you little bits of information so that you can digest, and if you have any questions, of course, you can call us. If you have any questions or feedback, please let us know. You can either email us at support@trucklogics.com, or you can give us a call, 704-234-6946. Also, be sure to download the TruckLogics mobile app. We're constantly making changes and upgrading the app and the site, so be sure to download that at the latest version, and then also refer your friends over to TruckLogics. We're always looking for referrals. That is our best way, our best method of growth is referral from you guys, because you're the ones in there using it, and you know how much it helps you in your business. So refer your friends over to us, and then don't forget to follow us on all of our social media listed there at the bottom. We are on all the time giving you tips and tricks and, hey, do this differently and let's try this. So follow us over on social media as well. And then if you have any questions, Andy is your guy. He knows TruckLogics front and back, and if he doesn't know what the problem is, he'll research and find it out. So so he's your guy. Brian and Ryan are also here and able to support and help you guys as well. So like I said, if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to give us a call. We are happy to help. All right, guys, if there are no other questions, I'll go ahead and end the webinar for today. We will have another webinar in November based on another module in TruckLogics, so stay tuned for that. We'll be sending emails out for that. And like I said, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to give us a call. All right, guys, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.